Hey guys, I'm John. Today we're here at the Mishimoto garage to install the Mishimoto expansion tank for the 2008 to 2014 Subaru WRX. Now, the polished version perfectly matches the Mishimoto radiator, and the black version is going to give you that stealth look you've been going for. These expansion tanks also fit with the Mishimoto front mount intercooler kit, so no worries about fitment. Before you get started on the install, make sure to pick up some Mishimoto liquid chill synthetic coolant because you're going to be draining your coolant. Let's get started on the install. Tools needed for install include 12mm deep socket, quarter drive ratchet, Phillips and flathead screwdrivers, angled needle nose pliers, a funnel, and Mishimoto's liquid chill full synthetic coolant. Install time is about an hour and a half, and install difficulty is a 2 out of 5. First, raise your WRX up using a jack and jack stands or a lift as shown here. Next, remove the 3 12mm bolts and 2 pop clips holding the under panel in place. Using a Phillips head screwdriver, open the petcock on the radiator and drain some of the coolant out. Be sure to have a drain pan or a bucket handy. Using needle nose pliers, slide the 3 stock expansion tank spring clips back so all 3 of the hoses are now ready to be removed. With a pair of needle nose pliers, work the rear hose on the stock expansion tank off. This hose comes from the turbo. Using a pair of needle nose pliers, work the hose off closest to the radiator. This hose comes from the radiator. The final hose on the top of the tank can easily be removed by hand. This hose comes from the coolant overflow. Next, remove the stock expansion tank cap. Using a 12mm socket, remove the bolt holding the stock expansion tank in place. Now unseat the expansion tank to reveal the final hose underneath. Once the expansion tank is unseated, you can access the lower hose that runs from the engine to the expansion tank. Like the 3 hoses on top, use needle nose pliers to slide the spring clip back and remove the hose. Once the stock expansion tank is fully removed, transfer the stock bushings to the Mishimoto expansion tank. Now you are ready to install the Mishimoto expansion tank. Reinstall the lower hose and slide the spring clip in place. This is the hose that comes from the engine to the expansion tank. Be sure to reseat the Mishimoto expansion tank on top of the 2 posts. Once the Mishimoto expansion tank is seated, secure the tank using the 1 12mm bolt you removed earlier. Install the hose that comes up from the turbo to the top of the expansion tank at the closest port to the firewall. Install the hose from the radiator to the expansion tank onto the port closest to the front of your Subaru. Use needle nose pliers to slide the spring clamp in place. Install the final hose from the coolant overflow tank onto the middle port on the Mishimoto expansion tank. Use needle nose pliers to slide the spring clamp into place. Finally, reinstall the 3 12mm bolts and 2 pop clips you removed earlier from the under panel. Now that we've installed the Mishimoto expansion tank, we're going to go ahead and fill and bleed the cooling system with Mishimoto's liquid chill full synthetic coolant. If you're not familiar with how to bleed your cooling system, or you just need a quick refresher, check out our DIY How to Bleed Your Cooling System after this install. Also, don't forget to click subscribe.